Hi, Sean McCaffrey, Employment Coach, www.seanmccaffrey.com. So you're preparing for the interview. Are you going to ask those typical interview questions like everybody else does? Or are you going to ask better, thought-provoking, probing, penetrating interview questions that help you separate yourself from the competition and earn that job offer? In this video, I'm going to share a couple of examples of typical versus more thought-provoking to become more resourceful and asking the right questions when you get that opportunity to interview and do it well. For example, typical interview questions about the company may include how big is your company, or what are your core competencies. I mean, these are the answers to these questions you can easily find on their website by doing a little bit of research. So you don't want to ask questions that you can easily find on your own. You want to ask questions that demonstrate that you've done some research and they're a little bit more thought-provoking and require a much more deeper response. For example, what is your market share? Now that information is not typically given. So when you ask an organization, what's your market share? Are you the industry leader? Or where are you positioned in the marketplace? Now that's more of a general business question, and one that will show that you really care about the organization, that you're interested in seeing it succeed and continue to grow and prosper. And then number two would be, what are your strategies for growth? Wow, if a candidate were to ask me what my strategies are for growth, that means that they're very interested not in just the position, but the overall organization, the health of the organization, and potentially want to have a hand in that success and that growth. So think about those the differences in the typical versus what I just shared with you. And then with regard to the position, here are examples of typical interview questions about the position. Are there opportunities for personal growth? And can you tell me a little bit more about the position? Everybody's going to ask these questions. These are just standard, right? We'll go beyond the standard, go beyond the competition, and ask better questions. For example, can you describe a typical day in this position? Interesting. Now you're asking for feedback on what the duties are of this position, and you're going to ask it from the perspective of the person doing the hiring. So you're going to find out where they're prioritizing the duties of the position, because they're going to probably, in their mind, they've already identified what the biggest issues are, and they're going to go in order of what they find to be most effective or most important to that position. And then more importantly, or just as important, can you elaborate on the growth potential within the company? Absolutely, because you probably got a little bit off of the website, especially if you see that there's executive bios. Maybe some of those people have been with the company for a long period of time, so you can extrapolate some information on that and ask a more thought-provoking question to elicit a better response. And then lastly, examples of typical interview questions about the reason for the opening. Why is there an opening? Why is this job available? Or what happened to the person that previously filled this position? Because you do want to find out, right? You want to know if there's a red flag attached to this position. One of my favorite questions with regard to this, is asking the question is this position newly created or recently vacated? And that's a more positive way of asking. It's a more positive way to get more information about this position, and will alert you to whether there's high turnover or whether the organization is growing, or some of the nuances behind the situation. Hope you find this important or impactful, and help you become more resourceful in asking better questions. Again, my name is Sean McCaffrey. I look forward to sharing more information with you.